councillors who've arrived here already. I'm expecting Nigel Farage to turn up at some point before 9 o'clock, and we'll bring you that as soon as he's here. Cheers, guys. Cool. Sorry, yeah. Okay, that's fine, and then we'll still come here. Great, thank you very much. I'm just going to unplug this as well. This cable in. That's alright. Grinding it into the composite.
I can. Possibly London, California.
But it's not reacting to it fast enough.
That's not what it is.
I mean, they said that they were going to do really well, so you would have thought they would.
But the press release only came out literally an hour ago, right? So they're probably somewhere.
But you'll save the day when you'll save the day when maybe that's why they
make it onto the Today Show. Because as I was desperately driving in, I said, "Oh, now Nigel Farage is supposed to be." No, he's just popped over to Havering.
Good morning, Rick.
This is the first one, isn't it? But they've got all the.
Yes, and import payments.
So I told NCR to
It's the monks like TikTok and stuff. What's that all about? On the radio. You did that this day. Broadcasting on his bedroom in Devon, and that they said obviously between you opening up his news stories from the world, and who are supposedly broadcast all on TikTok but I mean, I don't know what you get for 20 million how much you get.
Well, here we are outside waiting to the new councillors. They look like they're going to take overall control of this council, and we're all waiting for the man himself, Nigel Farage, to turn up in the Good morning. Well, look at all these smiling faces here with their new boards. They are the new councillors for Havering Town Council. They are the reform candidates who are now taking control of this. We are now ready to make
I think that they're aloof and collapse by the town hall for everybody shot at the idea.
There's a pub in the bar, by the way.
Link at the week.
Reform HQ.
This Raj. Yeah, I'd do it, yeah. Switch it, I'd switch it.
dragging it out. It's alright for him, it's probably when he's got up. Yeah, same here. By the time I'm done here, get home, check everything, it's going to be a good day, I think.
Well, yeah, that's kind of get me. People get to kind of
exactly, and get this sort of access as well.
they're pretty cool. Oh, right. Cool.
Actually being there while all the chaos coming in.
Yeah.
Maybe throw a question to Smile.
Yeah, you should be able to put them on.
What makes sense?
Yeah. Mr. Donald Trump over that, but I think the success of today will transpire equally in the next general election.
Yeah, but I thought you know the answer to that. Well, he's going to say I want to kind of not stump, but see what he's going to say. He'll say so. At least he'll give something to you're like,
Yeah.
You can't be on the other side, so it'll be quite interesting to hear how.
Have you heard from Mr. Trump on your success today?
Yeah, that's good, wouldn't you?
Quite straight.
Yeah.
You can have that one.
Yeah, alright, go on. Okay, thank you. We'll take that for you.
Probably, yeah. It's thumbs up. Sat on the toilet tweeting away.
Absolutely, probably.
Truth in the way now.
Truth in the way. Truth away on not telling the truth on truth.
I still think we should force his social media profile.
I think that's his whole personality. Run on. He needs to have viable accounts to how successful it is.
Exclusive anyway.
Staying there, we went for us.
Oh, there's a camera behind you. Well, mine. We came here last night, did a recce. Got the gun tape out. After I said first time, you gave an answer about how you had questions through, so you were being a dick yourself. So, we're all in it together. The camera behind you.
Well, we had to make a call, didn't we? And actually, this was,
This is actually Havering Town Council.
oh, come on, fuck's sake.
Let me tell you what a good game is. It's actually really clever. You look up and he's climbing down the drain pipe.
1 minute, that's great. Thank you.
Right, here we go. I start looking. So we're doing this.
Did you go back there?
Right, no, wait. Let's go again.
I'll dial in just
I muted it because you're on the phone. I mute this dead.
I want to get
There we go.
We're a reform, we don't retreat.
not a retreat,
Just tactical. It's a tactical manoeuvre.
Do you wish you were over there?
Two of us down. We sing God Save the King. Why don't we sing God Save the King? Why don't you?
Ask you all to keep moving back, so you get Nigel to have it there. Please do this for me, thank you. Right, one more photo.
On your pictures.
Rugby club.
I'd go, mate.
Thank you guys, keep pushing back for me.
Okay, guys. Like out of the way. Out of the way.
Excellent. Good morning, everybody. I am delighted to be here in the sunshine outside Havering Town Hall, which I can now say is under new management. And I'm absolutely... And it's significant. It's our first win of a borough in London, and that in some ways goes against the trend, because the pattern that's emerging over the country is that Labour are being wiped out by reform in many of their most traditional areas, and what you're going to see later on today is the Conservative Party being wiped out in their heartlands like Essex. So London goes a bit against the trend in that the Conservatives and Labour have held up in some of the other boroughs. But I think overall what's happened is a truly historic shift in British politics. We've been so used to thinking about politics in terms of left and right, and yet what Reform are able to do is to win in areas that have always been conservative, but equally we're proving in a big way we can win in areas that Labour have dominated, frankly, since the end of World War I. At the moment we're winning 1 in 3 of all the seats that are up, but I genuinely think the best is yet to come. I'm very excited about the North East results, the Yorkshire results, some more to come in the West Midlands. Essex, we're feeling supremely confident, and that's significant given that half the Shadow Cabinet have seats in Essex. So it's a big, big day. It's a big, big day, not just for our party, but for a complete reshaping of British politics in every way. And it all goes to show that over the course of the last 2 years, since we made that breakthrough in the general election, we have professionalised the party. We've done it at a very, very rapid rate. I'm thrilled and delighted and happy to take any questions.
Nigel, you're like good morning, Bristol. Process so far, there's a lot still to come.
Yes.
You clearly made a lot of claims, you're clearly doing very well. How well do you think you're doing by the end of the day?
The best is yet to come. The best is yet to come. I'm very excited about the prospects for us in Sunderland, in Barnsley, in Calderdale, in Wakefield, Cannock Chase, areas like that. And by the way, you know, we took Newcastle under Lyme from the Conservatives, but there are going to be some big, big Labour wins. And perhaps in historic terms, Wales is the biggest of all. You know, Labour have not lost an election in Wales since 1922. I couldn't tell you whether Plaid will be first or we're going to be first, but what I can tell you is it's going to be a tight race between the two. So Wales, historically significant.
Nigel, live on Good Morning Britain. A lot of sentiment there. What about specifics, though? What do you actually need to do for communities, councils up and down the country?
Well, we've got a track record now. You know, where we have majority control of the 10 councils we won on May the 1st last year, 1 year in, you know, we can say hand on heart we've already saved over £300 million, and we've kept our council tax rises lower than any of the other parties running comparable counties. And if you doubt me, the IFS actually yesterday backed that up. So we are delivering value for money. What we're going to do here is, whilst many of these are new to politics, we've also got some old lags. Sorry, Keith. Well, you weren't the council leader, you know. So we've also got some experience of how to run this place, and we're very excited about the prospects. By the way, no one's got a magic wand. We all know that finances of local councils all over the country are severely stretched, and we're not promising miracles, but we are promising good value for money.
Do you recognise that this might be a protest vote, though, against Labour and Keir Starmer, and that's why people are coming to Reform when it comes to the general election? The results might look very different.
Well, have a look at last year. You know, last year we far exceeded expectations in the counties that were fought. You know, it can't continue to be a fluke or a protest vote. I would honestly say you're witnessing an historic shift in British politics. This is now the most national of all parties. We're competitive in the north of Scotland. We were competitive in Cornwall in the county elections last year. We're competitive in every part of the country, and we're here to stay.
You talked about some difficult questions of funding for local councils. You've had some difficult questions about your own funding.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that any other time you like. Go on.
Nigel, we heard claim before that the old two-party system is dead. What makes this time different? How confident are you based on these results that you're heading for number 10?
Well, look, I think, you know, apart from London, as I say, London, there are some London boroughs in which Labour have held up well overnight. The Conservatives have won back Westminster, although failed to do so in Wandsworth. there is still some residual strength. You know, both the Labour and Conservative parties would view London as their stronghold. But if you go to Merseyside, you go to Greater Manchester, you know, just have a look overnight at what we've achieved already in results. You know, in Greater Manchester, Tameside being an example, we won all the seats that were up overnight. And one of the big ones I'm looking forward to on Merseyside is St Helens, later on today, where all 46 seats are up. Now, these are areas, you know, Boris Johnson did well in 2019 in the Red Wall, but what you're going to see today from us goes way, way further than that. And I think what you're seeing is voters who aren't just coming to us for a one-off, they're now becoming reformers in every way. So I am convinced that it's a fundamental change. I said yesterday that this set of elections was like our Beecher's Brook. You know, you've got to clear Beecher's Brook, you've got to land safely if you're going to go on and win the Grand National. And these are the most significant set of elections between now and the general election, and I think we're in a very good place. And our lead, if you look at our lead over the other parties, it's consistently about 9.5%.
You talked about voting reform to get Keir Starmer out this
Yes.
morning. He said he takes responsibility for the results, but he isn't going anywhere. Do you think that will change over the next?
I suspect when you see the full results in the Red Wall, there'll be a rebellion. Personally, I'd be very sad to see the Prime Minister go. I would be very, very sad indeed. He's the greatest asset we've got. Yes.
Like the Conservatives will win no seats in Havering. What has the result in London done to the Conservatives nationally? And could we be about to see Hexit, Havering leaving London as a result of this?
Well, look, you know, as far as Havering's concerned, there are many, many here who feel that their association is with Essex, and ever since 1965 are slightly resented being part of Greater London. All I would say is people ought to have the choice to make a decision on that. And there'll be an argument to and fro. So yes, people here ought to have that ability, ought to have that choice. More broadly, you know, I think what you're going to see, and obviously we've got Scotland to come as well, what you're going to see by the end of today is that whilst the Conservative Party have the odd pocket of strength, predominantly in very affluent areas, they will cease to be a national political party. And I made the point earlier that we are competitive right down from the southwest of England up to the northeast of Scotland. And I would honestly say now that we are the only true national party. We're competitive everywhere.
Nigel,
yes.
What's your message to people who didn't vote reform yesterday? How do you seal the deal with the whole country?
My message is, I know there are lots of people out there who think, well, it's still all a bit new. You know, is it really here to stay? Can they really do it? Can they really win? And my answer to them is, we did it last year, we've done it again this year, and we will go on doing it between now and the next general election. And we are the opposition in British politics. The current makeup of Parliament, with the Conservatives as opposition, reflects where we were in 2024. It does not reflect where we are now. If you want a party that's going to stand up to the way that private business is being attacked, to the way that those who get up in the morning and go to work feel they're paying more and more money, getting less and less in their pocket, and subsidising many who choose not to work as an option, then we are your choice. And that's the reshaping of politics. It's not about left and right, but increasingly it's about whether you go to work or not. And I've had that all over the country. The one other thing I would say, going around, and I've been 9 weeks on the road, non-stop, 6 days a week, you know, as far north as the Shetland Islands. One thing that consistently I get in the street from people, especially from women actually, is please save us. Please save us. A sense that society is in rapid decline, law and order, antisocial behaviour, shoplifting, whatever it is, please save us. There is a feeling out there that all the values that have mattered to people their whole lives, the kind of country they want their kids and grandkids to live in, is very, very severely under threat.
Even if you go to work in the morning, don't get given £5 million out of nowhere.
Thank you very much. You're very valuable. Good man.
Cost of living's a big thing.
Sorry.
You've been asked it 3 times.
When's the next general election?
What's the next step for the general election?
Oh, to keep building, to keep building, to keep building, to keep building our data, to select our candidates for the general election. I mean, look, we've still got a lot of work to do. I was asked before Christmas how complete the reform project was. I said we're about halfway there. We're now more than 2/3 of the way to where we need to be in terms of planning, preparation, professionalisation, fundraising, all of those things. But listen, we're here with a purpose. I mean, we want to turn the country around. We all feel it's headed in the wrong direction on a number of major issues. Frankly, many people find the societies they're living in unrecognisable from just a few short years ago. This is stuff of the heart. This is really emotive stuff that matters to people.
Will you be accepting any more defections?
No, doors closed. Sorry. Rosa came. He's very welcome. But no more Tories anymore. No.
Any more Labour?
Well, who knows? Who knows? I mean, we've already had Sir Robin Wales from Newham, you know, former council leader and actually quite a legend in local government in Labour. And I think the time for conversations with patriotic old Labour representatives is now. So I will take Labour defections.
How do you think Keir Starmer's got left then?
I would suspect that the rumblings are going to start even before the King's speech on the 13th of May. He'll be lucky to still be there by midsummer, would be my guess. But as I say, personally, I think he's a great chap, and I really want him to stay.
Final question, in terms of our viewers really concerned about the cost of living,
Yeah.
prices going up. What can reform offer them?
We have stuck ourselves into an insanity on energy. It was the Conservative Party that signed us up to net zero, that decided there was no need to be a manufacturing nation, no need to produce our own oil and gas. What we are paying...
This war hasn't helped.
No, and nor did the Ukraine war. And there are always events beyond our control, which is why we should be absolutely self-sufficient, not just in the production of oil and gas, but also we've lost the refining ability. It's one of the reasons that diesel is so expensive. We're not able to produce it. So, you know, look at Norway. Look at Norway. They opened 49 new drill sites last year on their side of the North Sea. In fact, you can actually see some of the new Norwegian rigs from our rigs that are currently being decommissioned. We opened 0 last year, and what this war has told us, above all else, is that we need to be as self-sufficient in energy and as self-sufficient in food as we possibly can be. And not relevant here in Havering, but one of the things that we will be doing out in the rural areas and in the counties, we will fight every single solar farm application on good farmland. So if we produced our own gas, the price would be a lot cheaper. The government will tell you, oh, no, it's a global price. Well, do you think that getting gas out of the ground in Montana, liquefying it, bringing it across the Atlantic and regassing it is the same price as what we could do it for here, both onshore and offshore? It's nonsense.
Is it possible to have a phone call with your friend Donald Trump to maybe end this war in Iran? That would help prices over here.
I think the war in Iran is very close to an end.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Right, can I ask you all to take one step back and do one piece of the camera for our social media? So we're going to do the same again, nice horseshoe, but Nigel's going to do this one for our camera. Thank you very much.
Sorry, mate, you have to use it for our camera. We're going to use
What's that, mate? Everyone's got to come right out.
We're going to do two. We're going to do one Havering message and one national message.
Right.
It's just before 9 AM. I'm here in the London Borough of Havering, and we've won overall control of this council. It's our first big victory from London, and full credit to the guys and girls here. Full credit to Andrew Rosenberg, who came across to us a few months ago, and we're very excited about